What is up, crawler fans, RC enthusiasts, and social media surfers? I'm your boy Josh with MOFO RC, and we have a freaking awesome video for you. Home on the motherfucking range, dude. We in the backyard, dude. Oh my gosh. It's been a minute since we had the buddies over to play in the backyard. What a great time. A lot of laughs, dude. A lot of rollovers starting right about now. So this is a shorty Slayer Pro 2. The Slayer Pro and the OG Slayer are getting some attention, some new tricks, and able to run the wide skid and everything like that. So that's what that's all about, and I'm just working that out. We'll be out. I was hoping to have it out by the time this video was done, but there's a few little tricks that I'm working on just to want to make sure that they're good. I also got to get this body going. I got to get it down to Nick, but that means I got to put time in on the buck, and I just hadn't had time. So, but I have it out. I'll get it done. I'll get that down. That way we can get these bodies for sale. I think these bodies are freaking rad. This one is probably twice as heavy as it should be if you had the proper Lexan. I just used what I got off of Amazon, learning how to do this. This is like one of the first ones. It's a really thick Lexan. Looks super duper cool though. I absolutely love it. It's got the sliders, aka Nerf bars. Pretty freaking rad, dude. So all these things like that on this body and whatever, they will be out very soon. You know, that's basically going to be it. I'll be making sure to continue to come out with body mounts. I would like to come out with maybe something that's maybe universal. I definitely will make a C10. You know, like probably just the cab for the C10. I also really want to make a medium set of links. So another set of links that will be 10 millimeters longer than this, because when you relocate the shocks, or the links up to where the shocks are on the rear axle, you lose 5 millimeters or so on your length. So that's what you're seeing here.
Ooh, let's go, Craig.
In Craig running the Patriotic Pecker. Patriotic Pecker, dude, that's freaking rad. For anybody new, dude, you just gotta be here. Had to be here. Go watch the videos, dude. So, anyways, dude, he's running just regular JLU links, but he does have the axles clocked slightly. They're like two, you know, just untwisted a couple turns on the Endura. What are they? The aluminum or whatever. Round links that you can extend. They have the link balls on the end or whatever, the plastic link balls and whatever. Anyways, that's what he's got. That's why he is longer, and he has not relocated his links to the shock mounts. So the reason you do that is to get more clearance on your links. It's pretty rad. It's kind of like having a portal on the back end. Pretty freaking rad, dude. Obviously, it's not like a portal for your actually axle, but for where your links are, that's what it feels like. So pretty cool, dude. It's only been a benefit with the links and everything. It's just makes you a little bit shorter. So we're gonna get that figured out. Not figured out. I just need to get another link set. So you'd have the actual JLU, then you'd have 10 millimeters longer. Then you'd have which would basically be deadbolt rears. Then you have Gladiator rears, and then you have the XL rears, which are for the big daddies. So this thing looks kind of crazy when it's so short. I just built it like this to have a shorty battle. I don't know that I'm going to keep it as a shorty. I don't know. With the Pro 2 rails, pretty cool. I've been wanting to, you know, I'm advertising, you know, building, you know, growing your Slayer. You know, how to grow a Slayer. I may have to do a series entitled that, How to Grow Your Slayer. That sounds fun, dude. Hey, dude, we're going to grow a Slayer. Hell yeah. So, on how to grow a Slayer, you know, one of the things about changing your links is that you have to drop the transmission skid. That's a pain in the butt. It's not crazy. I mean, it's just 4 screws, but, you know, you have electronics and things that can come out and get all wonky, and it's a pain in the butt. So, I put big holes in the side of the rails so that you can, on the Viper as well, so that you can easily access and change your links. So if you wanted to, you know, go from a shorty to a long or a medium or an extra large, that you could, you know, do that very easily just by swapping links. You know, you just pull them out, swap them out, ready to go. Now you're longer. Or maybe you're shorter, who knows? You know, but it's really fun to take the same rig and just make it bigger, dude. you know, that's really all you need. If you have a good servo and you start with the shorty and you got it pimped out, you know, you can make it longer and wider and everything.
That's all it takes, dude. Tiny little tire bite, and I can't.
So,
the
black one, Craig, or sorry, Sammy is now running Booger. I always did not Booger. Snot Rocket, dude. There was another one, same time when he named this. Somebody else had a green one, and they called it Booger. It wasn't even a bug. It was a beast mode Slayer is actually what it was. He called his Booger when Sammy named this one Snot Rocket. So it's just in my head, and then sometimes it comes out. Sorry, buddy. If you're not a Booger, you're a Snot Rocket. Which is a booger at speed. So there you go.
Come on, buddy. Nice.
So dumb, dude. So Craig running the OG style. The OG setup, you know, basically set up as a belly dragger. He likes to run basically shorter shocks in the rear to keep it composed with longer front shocks to let it drop out. Seems to work for him, does really well. His Slayer did really well today. We are running in the purple freaking baddie. He's so tiny, dude. Oh my gosh. We're running the 030 motor, stock motors, and that's what I was trying to say before. Look, right there has no torque. I don't know why this one has even less torque than it should. I can't figure it out. It feels like super duper butter, like... So, I just can't feel, I don't understand why. I know that it's weighted out and that would be a problem, but it just doesn't feel like it has the snappiness and the speed that it should when you're just even holding the wheels. So, it's just crazy. Like, it's not fast and not snappy like the other one. Should be the same electronics and everything like that. I had the Endura Pro in there. That thing has been just a headache. Oh my gosh, I need new transmission cases, which I've got one now. That's what's in there. With a brand new motor, but it's just not working. So I do want to show off the build and you know, the configuration. I think the configuration is rad with an 030 motor. It's just not working for some reason. But I want to show that if you did want to build it like that, you could, and how to put the electronics and everything. I found it's just freaking rad. It's going to be pretty much the same when we go brushless, but nah. See, that was just right here. So you just had too much torque, too much. I was literally having like full pulls in some of this. You know, so you have to like full pull and let out before it goes over. Just terrible, dude. Just terrible. Right there. Oh, you can't turn down the hill like that because it shortens your inside arm, elbow. I have to be careful. So anyways, I was saying we're not running the normal Slayer, OG Slayer setup, you know, where we're set up like a belly dragger or something. You know, we're set up with belly clearance, and it's taken a little bit of time to really get down. I feel like that they are doing really well. It just sucks to not be able to showcase it with this guy having no torque. Also, Sammy driving the Viper, the black Viper at the beginning, also known as the Poe. Folk and everything like that, as if other people have bought it as that. It is now the Viper. That's what it will be, Viper Slayer. So he actually burned the motor up. Well, he didn't. The motor just burned up. And I didn't ever see it was so weird, dude. It was running so good and so smooth, and then it wasn't. So I don't know what happened, dude. That really sucks. But that one was the one that was like clicking when it first went in there and stuff. We had issues and then it became good. So I don't know. I got plenty of those motors. It just sucks. I don't know if we'll take that one and make it brushless or go Endura Pro on that one. Or I'm going to keep one with an Endura Pro, I think. And then I will go brushless with the other one. So, but I want to show the actual setups and where the electronics go before I start moving crap around. That way you guys can see how to set your rigs up. It's really sad, dude, that the freaking 030 doesn't work, dude. It's such a dope little compact configuration. I'll show you. It's just everything is so compact. It's so tight up front. Just looks so good. Looking good in the patriotic pecker, buddy. Aw, rip till you flip, homie. Let's go, Snot Rocket. So this is one of those things right here. This little V crack going up here. There's some nastiness on the sides. But if you get it to balance just right, it goes up really easily. So you do have different textures and whatever that you know doesn't really balance directly like you might see. So it takes a few times, or just the right line, just like Sammy just got. Looking clean, dude. Freaking perfect. Killing it in that snot rocket. The Battle Bug from Craig. Dude, the thing is badass. Great job, Craig. So here we go, dude. Little shorty literally having to pull the trigger full pulls, bro. Like full pulls, trying just to go do anything just to break it loose. Finally made it. Pretty good. Not the most pretty, dude, but we made it, bro. Hell yeah. So it will be really fun to show this thing off. I think I'm going to probably brushless this one. Or, I don't know, bro. This one has more room. So, yeah, I'll probably brushless this one. So it is running the wide chassis, the wide skid. And I made a new front nose piece that will work with any of your cages. Basically, that's all you would need, just the new nose piece. Maybe, I guess we'll need a new rear piece. I'll make a new tail piece and a new front piece that'll work whether you're running a body or you're running a Slayer cage or anything like that. So I got that done, and I just need to get just a few simple body mounts or whatever done, figure that out real quick again, and we will have the OG Slayer Pro 2 and the Viper ready to go, all SCX24. And then once that's done and we're caught up and I feel like I can move on, which might be a week or so, I need to really back off of drawing. It's just something I do. I can do. I enjoy pushing myself. I enjoy designing. But, dude, there's more to life than designing new parts constantly. So, you know, I don't have to design, you know, I got the rig good. Now we can, you know, progress and make the other skids and everything work with these links, with this link set. This will be our base. We will make probably make an 18th scale, you know, link set at some point as the new skids come out, maybe with the new skids. And all that'll be would just be link balls on the axle that have a bigger link ball, just to be able to hold bigger screws, the M2 or 2.5 like the Traxxas. So there we go. That's kind of really what's coming up. I really want to put a schedule together so I can put that out. Guys know, okay, FCX is coming in this time, you know, and they can know if that's what they are. I can just be able to tell you, dude, that's coming, you know, in February or whatever, or, you know, I don't know how long it's going to be, you know, but I'm going to be bringing out TRX4, FCX24, and CR18P. They will all be out. Dude, look at the bug Craig built. Dude, this thing is so freaking rad. I don't know who, I forget what he said where it came from, but he's running it mullet style, and it's just killing it. That's one thing that I do have to come back out with. It's one of those things, it's like, that's the best build, I think. It's probably the best build. It's going to need attention. I really don't like the Traxxas axle, but it is really good. It has drawbacks that I can't stand them, but it is freaking an amazing rig. The mullet rig, the TRX in general is a great rig, but the mullet is a freaking killer rig. And I got to bring that back out. So my goal is to be able to bring back everything to work with, you know, those three, the OG, the Slayer Pro 2, and the Viper Slayer, to bring those all back out and with all the skids so that they'll be able to run. You know, everybody wants to be able to run. You know, it's hard, dude. I don't know. There's so many things, and I can draw and build and whatever, so many things, but at the same time, we got to keep it simple and everything like that. So, you know, but basically what I'm going to do, I will have my link sets, and then we'll have our rails, we'll have cages, and we'll have body mounts. So you can run it at a Viper or your different rail with a cage or however you would run it. And then from there, I will just basically make parts to modify those things to be other things, right? And we'll have like a listing for those modified things. They will take existing parts and modify them. That's what I will do. And maybe a kit will come with some new cool little shock mounts, or you know, things like this, little things that make it special, that will be like glue on parts, screw on parts, or whatever, that take your existing Slayer parts and then have to be modified. You know, I think that that's what I'll do, because I love freaking modifying stuff. Not everybody does. So I'll have my base stuff, and instead of designing like a whole new Elite with everything and whatever, I would rather try to take what I have, the base parts that I have, and we're going to take that and make it into something else. I think that's what I would do. You know, we'll see. I may have to come out with one more rail to be able to do that, and but we'll see. I think that's probably. I think there will be one more rail. I will have to keep it simple. It will be very small. It will be basically what I did for the tough truck already, and that will just be redesigned, repurposed, and that's how it will be. So I don't know that it'll be that actual like shape that I had made for that thing, but the idea of it that I made, just the center, very, very small, with little holes front and rear, to be able to add on, you know, whatever, you know, so that you can make it a full chassis, you know, full rail or whatever. Hey, you have different ladders in the front and rear for, you know, different receiving different bodies, all this type of stuff. Nice mule kick, dude. So we didn't really do much, you know, to really show off the XL here. We really didn't, or the double XL, really didn't do anything crazy to really show it off. Where that thing is really going to shine is when you start to do, you know, in the chunk, when you start to go over ledges and whatever. That's what that thing was made for, and whatever. So Craig, this is Craig's. He had a shakedown the other day with this, just a little bit, and so this is his real first drive out. And dude, it is killing it. Again, I'm sorry, I don't remember what this bug is, dude. If you watch this, Craig, if you could put it in the comments, that'd be rad. I'd appreciate it. But oh my gosh, bro, what a great build. And it just shows off. The TRX is again, it's a great freaking platform. The motor is great, it drives great. Well, I guess the engine, the transmission is really great. The motor's not really that great, but the transmission is great. The drivetrain is amazing on that thing. And other than the front differential, dude, and the C-hubs, the axles are freaking bomb-proof, bro, once you replace the gears, you know, so it's pretty standard. And then also, when you run it in a mullet style, you have instant overdrive. So you still have to replace the gears in both the FCX24 and the TRX. They're likely going to strip out. But once you replace the gears in those axles, it's just a freaking killer build. You don't have to have a crazy motor, and you should be able to, you know, have a great freaking crawler, bro. You can also, you should be able to bolt brushless, I believe, directly up to the Traxxas system. Pretty freaking rad, dude. More to come on that. We will talk about it more soon. Not the best driving today, dude. That's what happens when you're camera guying and you're trying to get angles and trying to follow everybody and whatever. Just crappy driving. But we got it back down, and we're going to do it again. Okay, rotate flip. And yeah, bro, I'm freaking tired. Sleep? Yeah, I don't really do much of that lately. Don't really do much of that lately, dude. That's what I was saying. Been pushing freaking hard, guys. Yeah. So just major shout out to everybody who has ordered. And just huge apologies to hold people up. I don't mean to hold your money hostage, bro. Like, I just want to send out like the absolute best rigs, best things that I can, and I don't want to send something out to you that, especially if I'm not selling it anymore. I don't want, even though that's what you paid for it, you know, I can send that if that's what you wanted. But I didn't. I've done it already too many times, where I changed something and so guys spent money, and then I come out with a better kit. And so that's why I held everything up. I didn't want to do that again, and so I wanted to like one-shot this to completely revamp, to start over, take everything down, and we're starting over. So we have the listings. This is basically how I'm going to be doing it. I'll probably simplify it even a little bit more, so that, you know, a listing will have basically like the Viper will be cab only. Then you'll be able to buy it with the different link sets. I may have a maximum, you know, like, you know, everything possible, you know, build, like just like a builder's kit or something like that. So you have like your kits, you know, so you have, but then have like a builder's kit that has just like hella parts and just everything that I have for it, for, you know, whatever, but it just be hella money. But it's those type of things that just freaking kill me, bro. Holy crap. Especially you stack up a few of them and you're like, oh my gosh, it just becomes overwhelming with how many parts I have. And then you try to do it in multicolor and it just becomes hella crazy. So those are the type of things I got to watch out for, you know. But you could do the same thing, you know, and I think, I don't know if I'll do that or not. Like, because it's hard to keep up with the colors. That's the biggest thing, you know. But if you know you had it if it was listed, you know, you had it, you know, and you had to pay extra or whatever for extra colors, and so now it's a separate like broke up thing. I don't know. Anyways, dude, struggles. Sorry, but we'll get it worked out for sure. It's definitely much simpler. I definitely feel like I can stay on top of these things the way that it is. And I feel like I can promote it and, you know, anyways, just keep it simple. And I know I'm not really saying anything and I'm rambling and saying a whole lot. I apologize, dude. Like I said, sleep has been a minimum. It's late. I really was falling asleep editing this and I wanted to just go to sleep. But I was like, dude, you don't have time to do this tomorrow, so you either do it now or it's just not going to get done. Like, crap, we edited the whole thing, dude. We might as well freaking put it out. You got to muscle it up, dude. You got to be strong for the homies, bro. You got to be strong for the homies. This bug is just literally just so freaking sick. The only thing I don't like for a crawler, dude, is that rear fender. It kind of sucks. It definitely gets hung up. Other than that, dude, freaking killer. Freaking killer. Let's go, Snot Rocket. So again, dude, I'm just struggling up here. I'm not approaching this properly. I have not driven this up here, by the way. I've thrown all this up here, and I've, you know, driven some of these things, but not these transitions. So there's not like, I don't have like home court advantage on some of it. It's literally brand new, so I'm hitting it, you know, just like these guys are for the first time. Again, I have driven on a lot of it, but not like, I haven't ever done that right there, what we were doing, trying to make that transition and down, especially with that rig. You know, you might hit it with a shorty or something, but then you, it's nothing. It's not the same course at all when you hit it with a double XL. You know, things that weren't even obstacles become hella hard, and things that were hella hard aren't even obstacles. You know, it's just the way it goes when you're so long and so wide in comparison. This right here is definitely hard going up and down. Oh, by the way, look at the freaking 72s. Holy smokes, dude. You can just hear them eating. Look at them twisting up there, dude. Wow. They definitely look like they're killing it. Just like the pins kill it. So it's going to be one of those things. They're super sticky. It'd be interesting to see how they do. One thing I did note when I felt them, Craig got an extra set here. Super thin, very, very thin. So they're definitely a tire that you're going to need to support. You saw it wrinkling up there. You know, they have big old knobs, but then the tire is very, very thin. So they do come with a foam, and they're two-stage actually. They look like they did really, really well. So definitely would love to try those out, but they're going to have to go on a monster rig, man. Like 72s, that's not going to go on a Gladiator, right? Like, I'd hope you're not trying to put those on a Gladiator. You know, I mean, on one hand, yes, it goes, but at the same time, it's, you know, it's not the most bestest. I guess, you know what, maybe it is the most bestest for you. You know, on the range, is probably not going to be the most bestest if you put freaking 72s on a shorty. Probably not going to be a good idea. They might touch on the... Other thing too, I'm running so much angle on these axles that, you know, like going to a bigger tire, like you have to go so wide in order to be able to fit. Especially with those big old knobs, they're going to get bound up. Sorry about my this is
No,
like
don't
2
get
or
the
3
bite.
times that I doing something technical, shooting myself, and I'm off camera, bro.
Ah, I killed me.
We actually lost I don't know what happened. I got out of sync when Sammy and I were coming up over, and that's why you just saw Craig come up over. Kind of sucked, dude. I was really disappointed. We had some really cool fights, dude. Really cool, like, battles, and made it. Awesome. Should have been there, bro. I'm loving my wood rock section, though, bro. This wood mountain, bro, is just hella dope. So hard, but at the same time, like, it has so much grip. Grip becomes very, very little factor, just because grip is ample. So it's just a matter of just seeing the lines, and avoiding tire bite is one of the biggest things you have to do. Just make sure that you're lined up, and you know, when you're driving no camera, man, it's not really hard. You can not like it's very easy to put down a super clean, chunked up line up through here, dude. Like, just so clean. I just do it over and over again. Not really. I do it a few times and then I get back to work. And then later on, I'll come out and test something else, and then I'll do it a few times and I'll go back to work. I really haven't gotten to drive very much, dude. I miss driving.
Depending on your rig, you can set it down.
It sucks because you go through this period of time where, like, I go through this period of time where I get so tired, you know, so I don't really just want to go drive, you know, so, but I have to drive for testing, and so I do a lot of testing, and so I'm like, you know, I test a few things, and I get kind of like not the best driving skills. Just test a certain thing, you do the obstacle, okay, move on. Yes, it can do it. No, it cannot do it. Is it good? No, it's not good. These type of things. You just test a few things and whatever. And, you know, so I did a lot of that over the last few weeks. And, you know, it's really fun, and it's high adrenaline, you know, or whatever. It's really exciting. I don't know if it's a lot of adrenaline, but it's really exciting. It's a lot of fun, making new parts and stuff, and seeing if it works and figuring it out. You know, but there's you know, and that's its own thing, but there's a whole other thing to having your rig when it's just tuned and it's ready to go, and, you know, you're not testing anything, you're just running. There's nothing, you know, you just running. You know the rig, and when the rig is doing exactly what you expect it to do, and to just try to do some things that are just super smooth, clean, whatever. Trying new things. That was awesome. Little flip off there, Craig. Little freaking McTwist. Didn't stick the landing though. Wah, wah, wah. Let's go, freaking mammoth, bro. Need to name these guys. So that makes me think again. So what I'm going to do, if I didn't say it cleanly earlier, is that I'm going to have, you know, the simple kits in the listing. That'll be it. And then I will do custom builds. That's what I did, as I did say. So then, but we'll do custom builds. And so each one of the custom builds, I will give it a name, and then it will be listed with those parts. You know, all the parts used, like it will be listed with, you know, recommended, or the you know, like the parts that I used for the build, like, you know, motor, electronics, all these things, you know, because sometimes, you know, some of the parts will be, you know, like they're brush specific, or, you know, motor position specific. So if you're not running that, then you would have no need for it. There'd be no need to include it in a kit, and make the kit more expensive for people who aren't going to use those parts. So we'll have our simple kits to get your Slayer running, and then you will have all sorts of add-on parts. That's the type of thing that I want to focus on, is just add-on parts to make it look different, to make it cool or whatever. You know, we can have different cages and different things like this, just to, you know, everything works. There's no need to keep, you know, trying to make something better than the Slayer, right? Like, the setup is all that needs to change. We don't need to reinvent the wheel. You know, so we have awesome links. The links work. I don't think there's any, like, major benefit to doing the cool, like, you know, shock protectors that I had done on the Elite. So, but that's the type of stuff. Instead of coming out with another link, I will come out with the protector to glue on there. Just things like that, you know, and have glue on parts. I love gluing on. I love freaking modding. I love building these parts. If it's not for you, then just build the base kit or whatever, or buy something else. You know, but I love building these things. It's so fun to me. And like all these little kits, my parts tree game is about to step up. I've just started doing these tiny little parts and linking tiny little parts together. And so I think, you know, what I'm going to do is try to come up with a tree and try to keep trees, you know, somewhere between 20 and, like 20 and $30. And so that whatever is in that tree, it will be one color, and just keep it at, at that deal. So that way that it stays together, that I'm not like, oh crap, that one little piece, I forgot it. These type of things. And it just stays all together, you know. So the one thing, it just makes cleaning hard, so we'll have to make sure the parts are printing clean or whatever, or, you know, I don't know how we'll deal with that, you know. So, but that's the type of goal, that's the type of thing that I'm looking at getting into here, and to keep things simple, so we'll have our link sets, we'll have our rails, we'll have our, cages and body mounts, and then all the add-on parts. So the add-on parts is really where we're going to focus. This right here, dude, I have not attempted this. I've wanted to attempt this. I have not attempted this with the XXL. And so this is my first time, and my freaking gear is stripping out. So I think what had happened was that it probably came loose again. That's probably what happened, is that on my brushless bracket that I have made, I screwed it in, and the screws I did not get Loctite or anything like that on them, and they come loose. And so I think that's what the issue is. And because it's a plastic gear, I have not fixed it and whatever, and it's probably ruined at this point. So no good. So had I had the torque, I had that made. I was in perfect position. Everything was grabbed. It just did pull when it needed to pull, and so I overturned, and then it lost grip. So that's how it freaking goes. So it's been a minute since we did a nice long form video and just hung out, dude. So it's been super nice. I greatly appreciate the homies hanging out, dude. We didn't do anything really spectacular. There was nothing like, oh crap, that was amazing. Well, I guess there were a few. Another thing too is that I do this all freaking day, every single day. Just play toy cars. And we're in my backyard where I always freaking play toy cars. And so it's not necessarily all that wild to me. So maybe some of these moves were like, oh wow, that was pretty cool to you. But most of this stuff is just, what I do every day. So it's not really that freaking cool, bro. So that's why I like to go places, other places, you could do something, and you're like, oh, that was rad. And it's just, all these things that I'm doing in the backyard, they were rad, 1,000 times ago. Not really 1,000. Some of them, you just do a few times, you're like, yep, I can do it. I got it. Watch this, guy. But if you guys weren't there, then, it's new to you, so it's still cool. Still cool. All right, here we go, Sammy. Let's go, dog. So freaking good. So that's the mullet, dude. And I freaking love that thing. That was a killer build. Just a few little things that needed attention. I loved it. It's just like the steering link. I'm pretty sure that I fixed it. But it's just, when I have, that's the one thing about having more parts is just, I need more printers, dude. And then you have like space and trying to keep everything, like right now I've got so much plastic printed. It's not that I don't have plastic printed that I'm not fulfilling orders, dude. It's just that it's not current. And to send it out, you're like, I don't know, I don't know, bro. It's like hella hard to throw it away. But at the same time, it's not current, so I have a real hard time giving it to somebody, even though it's something that could work, maybe it needed, there was a little something that it needed clearancing or whatever, and I thought it was good, so I printed 5 of them, and it, anyways, It could be work. It could be made to work. You know, I made it work. You know, but at the same time, you know, not everybody likes to make things work. That's actually
No.
something that I think that's one of my biggest detriments. It's one of my biggest, you know, like good things going for me is that I figured all this crap out. But at the same time, I enjoy figuring it out. I don't look for instructions. I just go watch somebody else or whatever, or, you know, just use my own knowledge and try it and figure it out. You know, try it and fail and try it and fail and try it and fail. And pretty soon you're like, okay, well, why are we failing? And you know, you get some knowledge and you figure it out. You know, like, it's just how I approach things. And so, like, when people are like, I don't know where this goes, I usually have a real smart aleck remark that comes in my head. So I apologize, dude. Like, you know, if sometimes I'm a little snappy, I'm always tired. But that's no excuse. I don't mean to be rude, bro. Like, usually I'm just short and direct and just trying to give a concise answer. So, it doesn't always come through. I don't mean to be rude, so I apologize if it ever comes across that way. You know, but some of these things are incredibly simple to me. I get, well, I made this, but you know, again, like you know, it's just how I think. You know, like, you know, you're like, oh, you just figure it out. You know, like that's just what you do. You just figure it out. And so when people complain about not having instructions or, you know, these type of things, it's like, what, what? You're building a freaking rock crawler, dude. It's like every other rock crawler you ever built. You know, you just kind of like make it up, you know, and put stuff there, and you find out that it works or it doesn't work, or, you know, you try it, and you're like, oh, it's pretty good, but, you know, it's maybe a little bit is doing these things. Well, what can we do? Or, you know, it seems to be binding, you know, what's going on? And you find out where it hits, and you clearance it, and you whatever, and, you know, I did that with all the parts I ever owned. You know, like, you know, it doesn't matter if they're printed or aluminum or, you know, carbon or titanium. I cut my titanium chassis from Maz. You know, I ground the crap out of that thing and made it the way I wanted it to be. You know, like, it's just the way I think. And so I get, but then not everybody thinks like me, you know, and so it's been kind of hard as a, you know, in business because, like, you know, it leaves me short on a lot of things that a lot of people really need me to be there, you know, and so it makes me, you know, right now makes Tex Home RC maybe not for everybody, and so that's something that I need to step up on, and I definitely will, you know, but if I'm constantly changing, you know, what good is a freaking instructional video? While at the same time, most of the tips and tricks that I've demonstrated on a Slayer can be used on every single rig that you can build. All of the mounting techniques, mounting from the inside, you know, all these type of things that I've been doing, all that can be done on most of the chassis available out there. It's just the way you think about it. And, you know, it's just, you know, maybe you need my links or whatever. But dude, I made all this stuff was made to work without everything that I made. You know, everything that I made was just to be able to do it easier and to be able to do it without hella modifications. You know, maybe there's still some mods or whatever, depending on your setup. That was one of the things why I worked so hard. I had the parts done, and you know, but then I would build it in a different configuration, and it would, everything was good, but then I find, you know, maybe it would hit here, so now it's hitting, and so now I got to change it again. And that's what would happen with the parts, why I had so many, because like the Vipers, you know, like I made, you know, I had tons of those actually printed, because you know, I would get like, okay, yeah, it's freaking rad, let's print them, I want to give them away. And so I printed a bunch, and then, you know, I move a hole and do something else just a little bit by a millimeter or something like that. So now it's different, it's not the same. So if you're seeing it and you got it and you put it together and you're like, it doesn't work. Well, you can make it work. I made it work when it was that way. However, I made it different so that it works easier. And that's just how it goes. Rip till you flip.